Hey guys, welcome back to CM Rankings and Reviews. And it's not like me, but I normally don't do two tier lists in one day. But I decided to today. Anyway, let's get into it. So these two characters down here I haven't seen yet because I'm only on season 5. And well, they're only in one episode and I haven't watched those yet. And I'm just going to give my quick thoughts because there's a lot of recurring characters. So anyway, let's get into it. Abe Simpson is a funny, hilarious character. Agnes Skinner, I think she's a D character because she just doesn't treat uh, Principal Skinner really well. So that's why she's there. Sorry, just don't know. And then E will change to F. She's not F, but she's definitely D. Then we have Apu, who I think is an A tier character. He's hilarious, but there's a controversy behind him. Because he's like a stereotype character, but who's not a stereotype character? I mean, you got comic book guy and Homer, and yeah. But anyway, next is Barney Gumble, who's a stereotypical town drunk who's really hilarious. He's A tier material. I'll put Abe there. Barney is better than Apu. He has funny moments, and yeah. Bart Simpson, S tier. Bart's just hilarious and his pranks are fun. Then we have Carl, who is a B tier along with Lenny. I think Lenny's better than Carl, but none of them are better than Abe. Next we have Mr. Burns, who is an S tier character because he's hilarious with his crimes and everything. Then we have Chief Wiggum, B tier. I think he's a little overrated, but comic book guy is a C tier, definitely. He's not that funny. Doesn't really have many episodes dedicated to him. Then we have Dr. Julius Hibbert, who I also think is a C tier character. He's not really a fun character, but next is Dr. Nick Rivera. Hi, everybody. I can't really do an impression of him, but he belongs on the B tier, better than Chief Wiggum. He's hilarious, especially in Homer's triple bypass. Then we have Edna Krabappel, who I think is a C tier. Again, these are kind of the one note flat characters. Um, then we have Fat Tony, who I also think is a C tier, just because he's kind of the gang boss and mafia boss, but nothing really else. Then we have Groundskeeper Willie, who I think is an A tier character. He's funny, one of the best Scottish, I think, characters, along with Scrooge McDuck. Then we have Hans Moleman, who's a B tier character. He's fun enough. He's funny. He's frail. Yeah. Homer, all time best Simpsons character. Right out of the gate, he's great. Hilarious. Dan Castellaneta gives a good job. So if you don't know, most of the male characters in here are in The Simpsons are either voiced by Hank Azaria, Dan Castellaneta, or Harry Shearer. They each voice like 20 recurring characters, which is pretty cool. Then we have Kent Brockman, who I think is a D character. He's just the announcer, nothing really special. Krusty, A tier. You get a lot of laughs from him. Yeah. Then we have Lisa, B. You know what? Oh, I'm gonna hate, but she's a C tier character. She's just all these characters down here, a flat note, not really funny, except for comic book guy, and she's just not funny. Next we have Maggie Simpson, who is an S tier character, hilarious. Even though she is a baby, she is violent. She hit Homer on the head with a mallet and tried to stab him with a pencil in Itchy versus Itchy and Scratchy and Marge. That's one of the best episodes of the first 5 seasons. Then we have Marge. Oh, homie, Homer, I belong in the A tier. Yeah, she's an A tier character, top A. She's again is not really funny, but she's better than Lisa by a lot. Then we have Martin, who's the annoying little kid in the class, but he's still a good character, not as good as Carl, but better than Nick. Next is Mayor Quimby, and Mayor Quimby belongs in the A tier. He's voiced by Dan Castellaneta, and he's better than Hans. Yeah. So next is Milhouse, who I think is an underrated character. Definitely. He's just a funny character. Mo Schlesiak or whatever. He and Bart are their interactions over the phone are hilarious. Then we have Ned Flanders, who is a stereotype that is kind of funny. So I'll put him in the A tier. Next is Nelson Muntz, stereotypical bully, so he belongs in the C tier. Then we have Auto Man, who I think belongs in the C tier. Flat note, but I think he's my favorite out of the C tier. Shoot, I don't really know Patty and Selma. I can't really tell them apart, but they're both A tier. Principal Skinner, A tier. The A tier is getting stacked because these are all great characters, but they're not the absolute best. Next is Dr. Fink, voiced by Hank Azaria, who's a stereotypical nerd, but he's a B tier. I'll put him B. Ralph Wiggum, top A tier. Yeah, I'll put him up there. He's just hilarious. My cat's breath smells like cat food. This is just one of the best lines. Reverend Lovejoy, I'll put him at top B, just because. Then we have the captain, who's a C tier, and we have Sideshow Bob, who I think is brilliantly voiced by Kelsey Grammer and is an A tier. Sideshow Mel, I think, is a D tier. There's really not much of him. Snake Jailbird is also voiced by Hank Azaria, and he belongs in the B tier. So I'm working on a video, top 10 Simpsons, Hank Azaria Simpsons voices. In the comments down below, share some of your favorite Hank Azaria Simpson voices. Then we have Superintendent Chalmers, who is a D tier. One note, not really fun, not funny. Next we have, hey, I'm Troy McClure. You might know me from such nature films as. He's just really hilarious. So he's a B tier, low B. Smithers released the hounds. I think Smithers is another A tier. Right there, he belongs in between Krusty and Willie. Next is Lionel Hutz, the lawyer, who's a bad lawyer. He's actually heavily featured in pretty much all of season 4, I think, yeah. And next are the aliens from the Treehouse of Horror. I think they're C tier characters. Next we have Jimbo, who's a C tier character. Then we have Jasper Beardley, who's not really featured, but you get little bits and pieces of his character. He's basically just Abe's friend, so I'll put him in the B tier. Next, we have the two, I don't know their names, but they're in Bart's class, and they're just one note D tiers. Then we have Kirk Van Hooten, who's, so I'm going to put him in don't know, along with, even though I do know, I just don't think I've seen enough of them to actually judge their character. Then we have this guy, who I don't know his name, but he's an action movie star, so he's a C tier. Then we have Cletus. He's kind of the stereotypical redneck, so he's a C tier. Bumblebee Man. S tier. Bumblebee Man is so awesome. He's just hilarious, and A tier. Next we have Lou. I think this Lou. Yep. I don't get why they didn't include Eddie. Lou is again. I'm just gonna put Lou by. Where's Chief Wiggum? Lou is not as good as Chief Wiggum. So there you have it. There's my Simpsons characters tier list. Please subscribe down below. Leave your top 10 favorite Simpsons characters or your top 10 least favorite down below. Thanks for watching.